Hello everybody, Tiina Susanna Farin here, going live at 3. I'm just going to give a moment for people to pop on. I'm going to mess around with this. I found a really cool filter. It's a really, there we go. Shabam! This is how I'm feeling today. I found something else kind of fun. So, who else has their crown on today? I know it was just the full moon. And the full moon always brings up all kinds of stuff. I know I can't sleep during a full moon. I always get major insomnia. Let me know in the comments if anyone else has insomnia during full moons. I just can't seem to sleep because of the massive light that's being shone on. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this, but I am feeling a little bit, oh, my crown is crooked. There we go. Oh my gosh, it moves. Put your crown back on, babe. I'm gonna save that one for later. Let's see this one. This one. Whoa. I don't even look like myself anymore. I like the sparkles, but I don't even look like myself anymore. This is weird. Anyway, today's class is all about the law of attraction. And I know that this is something a lot of people are interested in, but they just can't seem to make it work. Or they'll have a little bit of success and then, but not like, they'll have success with the little things, but then not success with the big things. So I promise today that I will share with you the things that most people are getting wrong when it comes to the law of attraction and manifesting. And once you know how to do those things, then that sets you free to literally create the life of your dreams, to literally create your version of heaven on earth. Yay, I see someone popped on. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from, because until someone comments, I don't know who it is. If you can, no pressure. So today I know that a lot of people are struggling with the law of attraction. They want to create their version of heaven on earth, but they can't seem to make it work, no matter what they do. So let me just get rid of this filter because it's kind of distracting. I don't even look like myself. Let's go with the no filter. There we go. Ta-da! Au naturel. Oh, I can see who's watching now. Hi, Marion. So basically, just as a quick recap, the law of attraction is based on information that we had before the movie The Secret came out. This information has been around, but it didn't really hit mainstream until about, I think it was 2006, 2007, so almost 15 years ago. All from the movie The Secret. And The Secret, I have it on DVD. The book has, it looks like this, but it's called The Secret because there's actually 3 of them. There's The Secret, The Magic, and The Power. But for the purpose of today, we're just going to focus on The Secret. And, well, what was in The Secret. Because The Secret itself is an excellent, excellent, excellent introduction. But it certainly does not tell you all of the things that you need to know to make it work. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And it's a little too simple. You can You can use the things in there to make it work almost by accident, but we want to make this repeatable. Am I right? So basically what the secret says is that you can have anything you want if you just ask, believe, and then receive. Ask, believe, receive. Now, I don't want to oversimplify it because that is oversimplifying it. But this is just for the introduction. The other thing that it's basically telling us is that like attracts like. And my previous, this is what I wanted to tell you. My previous masterclass I did on the emotional scale explained a lot of this in much more detail. Now, if you missed it, it's okay, because I'm going to be redoing it. I've taken it down since then. There was one too many technical difficulties. If anyone watched it, you'll know. There was one too many technical difficulties. But also I realized that there was a lot of other things I didn't get to say, and that I have a lot more to teach about that topic. So I'm going to be making it into a 3-part masterclass. Yes, 3-part masterclass. So I'm actually working on that now as we speak, and it'll probably be debuting at the beginning of April. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's something I do kind of regularly as new people get into the group. And speaking of new people, we have lots of new people since last week as well. So I'd just like to welcome any new members that are catching the replay. I see you and welcome. So the 3 biggest things that are going to stop the law of attraction from working for you are your subconscious limiting beliefs. Number 1, that was number 1, subconscious limiting beliefs. Number 2, people get stuck on the how. How is this going to happen? And number 3, they can't feel it, or they don't feel it. So going back to what the Seeker teaches, it says ask, believe, receive. Most people don't even know what to ask for because they're not clear on what they truly want. Then they lack the ability to believe 100, 1,000, 1 billion% that they can have it. And this is where your subconscious limiting beliefs will tell you that it's not possible. You can't have, be, or do something. You can't have, be, or do this. And then the last thing is that in order for you to be able to receive it, to accept this thing that you want into your reality, you don't just say, I want $1 million, I want $1 million, I want $1 million, you don't have to say I want $1 million a million times and then get $1 million, right? You have to feel it. So I'm going to dive into each of these topics a little bit more. I saw someone testing. Let me just do this, if I can get to the comments. No. That's doing that thing again. Marion, I saw you wrote a comment, but I don't know how to get to it. But thank you. I will see it at least after or then by the end. Hello, Josanne. Josanne popped on. How are you? We are talking about the law of attraction today. So I'll do a quick recap for you, Josanne. I mentioned the 3 things that stop the law of attraction from working for you are your subconscious limiting beliefs about whether you can have, be, or do that thing that you want. The other thing that stops it from working for you is people get stuck on how it's going to work for them. They can't see the way they can't see the path to this goal, the accomplishment, achievement of that goal or thing that they want. And the other thing that stops them is that they don't feel it. They are doing this, they're trying to manifest on an intellectual level, and you actually have to manifest on a feeling, emotional level. So let's dive into those three things a little bit more. The reason your subconscious matters is because we manifest from our subconscious. Our subconscious is the back part of our brain here, and it's 90% of our brain. We live our daily lives with the front part of our head, our conscious brain, which is also called the monkey brain, because it just tends to do, all day about stuff. We're just constantly running around like chickens with our heads cut off. The monkey brain is also where our ego is, and our ego is what gets us into the most trouble. Even though it's there to protect us, but that's a whole other topic. So we manifest from our subconscious. Get off track. We manifest from our subconscious. We don't get what we deserve. We get what we expect. In life, in love, in relationships. And the thing is, we can have areas of our life where we're doing much better than others. So the places where we want to see more improvement are the places where we need to dive into our subconscious mind and figure out what we really believe about this thing that we can't do, be, or have, or why we think we can't do, be, or have it. So another way to say it is that we don't get what we want, we get what we believe. And our beliefs, all the blueprints for our beliefs, are stored in our subconscious. Now, the second thing is that people get stuck on the how. The good news here is that the how you're going to get there is not actually your job. It's not your job. You don't have to know how. And I know that might sound a bit crazy right now, at first. You don't have to know how. And it's not your job because it's the universe's job. It's God's job. Or whatever you want to, whatever it is that you call that higher power that you believe in. They know how. They will. It's their job to show you how. And so you get to drop the how. And this is actually where most people struggle. Once they've dealt with their limiting beliefs, they struggle with dropping the how. Even if they consciously know that they need to drop the how, they still struggle with dropping the how. Now, you know that saying where it's like, when there's a will, there's a way? I like to say it a different way. I say it like this. The way will be shown to those with the will. So if the will isn't there, the path cannot be revealed to you. And the will won't be there if you think you can't have it anyway. Are we starting to see how these things pile on top of each other and compound each other? So the way will be shown to those with the will. Because once you have the will, the universe and God will start orchestrating things behind the scenes, send you a book, send you a person, send you a course, send you clues and signs and all the beautiful coincidences that just line up they line up like magic without you actually having to do, without you being aware of it, is what I'm trying to say. And I'll tell you a really great story before we get off about my very first experience with The Secret and attracting something huge the very first week that I saw The Secret. Now, the last point is how people stop this is because they don't feel it. We live in a vibrational universe. And even these bodies that are made of flesh and bone, we are still a vibrational being. The feeling is the vibration. And the feeling that people struggle get to is the feeling as if it already happened. Because with this whole concept that I mentioned in the intro about like attracts like, it has to be a vibrational match. And so if you want to bring something into your reality that you don't have yet, most people are stuck in the vibration of them not having it. Make sense? Most people are stuck in the vibration of not having this thing, in the lack of it. And so you need to train and learn how to get your vibration as if it already happened. So pick this thing that you want, right? Let's just pretend we all want to win the lottery. You have to feel in your body, in your heart, mind, and soul, as if you already have that $1 million, that $5 million, that $50 million. You have to feel as if you already have it. For example, the apartment that I live in today, I've lived in for about 10 years. Before I moved here, I moved once a year for 10 years. But I attracted this apartment by saying for a year, it took me a year, granted I was in a very low vibrational state to begin with. I was low, that's why it took so long. When you're vibrating really high, when you're in the levels of love and joy and peace, things happen much faster. Things happen instantly. But for about a year, I was imagining and writing and picturing me living in a place that was perfect for me, in the perfect location, with the perfect this, the perfect price, the perfect this, perfect everything. And that's what I wrote every night for a year. And then one day, as if by magic, I ended up here. But that's a whole other story, how, what I was doing when and how I ended up in this apartment. That's a whole other story. So most people struggle with the feeling. And the best way I can explain it is, it's like a radio. If you are on 99.9 FM and you want to listen to 680 AM, you're on the wrong frequency, you will not hear it. Even if you're on AM, but you're on 410, not 680, you have to be tuned in literally to that exact frequency to be able to hear it, to be able to receive it, literally. Make sense? Okay, I love this topic. Now, I'm going to give you two bonus hints, major hints. When it comes to manifesting something you want, there is a little secret trick about setting it and forgetting it. Now, I know that's mostly a cooking term, when you put it in the crock pot and just set it and forget it, low and slow. But there is this element that most people miss when they're trying to manifest, that they have they're focusing on it. It's like they're watching grass grow, like they're just putting too much focus on, okay, is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? Is it happening yet? Is it happening yet? And that puts too much pressure on it. It has to be more like a garden where you tend to it, but then you walk away, you go home, you cook dinner, you go about the rest of your day, and then you come back, you tend to it. But then you walk away and you let it grow. So you can do your manifesting exercises, but then walk away and let it go. Let it percolate. Let your manifestation grow. And it grows with your expectation it grows with your knowing. It grows with your knowing that it is on its way. In The Secret, they make a reference to like ordering stuff at a restaurant, right? Remember when we would sit down at restaurants and you order your food and then you know it's eventually going to come? Are you asking the waitress every 5 seconds, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? No, we're not. It's the same thing with the universe. It's the same thing with the law of attraction. Because the doubt and the frustration and the impatience and the needing it to happen yesterday, all of these things block that energy. They block it completely. They take you off the radio. And the last tip I'm going to share with you before I tell you my quick story is that it's also like when you have this place where you are and you have this place where you want to go, right? Let's pretend this is Toronto and this is Florida. Okay? I live in Toronto. My mom lives in Florida. Not right now, but lives in Florida. Let's say I'm driving there, okay? I get in my car in Toronto, and if I just drive straight, no matter how long it takes me, no matter how many times I stop, if I just keep driving towards Florida, I will eventually get there, right? But when people are manifesting, this is what normally happens. It's like they get in the car, leave Toronto, start driving to Florida, and then they're like, oh, it's not working. I'm going to turn around and drive back. And it's like, oh crap, I'm not in Toronto yet. I'm not there yet. Okay, let me turn around and go back. And then they're like, oh crap, this is taking too long. Turn around, go back. And then they just end up going like this, like ping-ponging between almost having their thing that they want and then doubting that they are getting it ever. And so they walk away, they turn around, and then like, oh, but maybe I can have that thing I want. And then they walk towards it, but then it doesn't come fast enough. So they ping pong back. Like right before they're about to get there, they're like, oh, it's not working, I'm gonna turn back. This is what most people do in life, right? So you gotta stop the ping ponging. We have to stop the ping ponging. Keeping with the driving analogy, the car goes where you're looking, right? You're driving along the highway, you look over there, and your car starts veering. So when it comes to something you want, you have to keep your eye on the prize. You have to keep looking towards the direction of that goal until you get there. Instead of turning your back on it when you start doubting, right? And then you're literally actually walking away from your goal when you stop doubting that you can have, be, or do this thing, when you start getting frustrated and impatient that this thing hasn't happened yet. So setting it and forgetting it, and then to stop the ping-ponging, okay? Even if it's on the replay, let me know if this helps. So I'm going to tell you a super quick story. Josanne, I want to show you this filter. This filter's crazy. I'm going to put the filter on while I tell this story. It doesn't even look like me. Okay, so the very first week that I saw The Secret, it was in 2007, I think. Or maybe it came out, anyway, somewhere there, like just a couple years before 2010. And I had just moved back from Toronto from Finland. I was staying at my friend's place for the week. And I had been hearing about The Secret the whole time I was in Finland, mostly from my brother, but then also from a lot of other people I knew. So I'm like, okay, what is this secret? What is this secret? My friends who I was staying with had it. So I watched it. The next morning, I got up. I was so happy to be back in Toronto, and I watched it the next day. And I was blown away. Now, the thing is that after a year of being in Finland, I wanted to go visit my mom, who at the time lived in Denver. But I had spent all my money. I had spent all my money because I had just been in Spain. So I came home, I got a job, but I told the job that I couldn't start for a month because I'm supposed to go to Denver, and I didn't know how I was getting to Denver because I had no money. So this was like almost 15 years ago, and I asked my mom if I could borrow the money, and she's like, no, not right now, I can't. And then I asked my dad if I could borrow the money, and he's like, no, I can't right now. And I said, okay, fine. But I took what I learned in The Secret, this ask, believe, receive. And because my vibration was so high already, I just started walking around telling myself that no matter, even though I don't know how, right? I told you to drop the how earlier. Even though I don't know how, I'm going to Denver. So this was, let's say, Monday, Tuesday of that week. And I'm like, I was supposed to go to Denver by the end of the week. So Wednesday rolls around and I'm like, I don't know how, but I'm going to Denver. Thursday rolls around. I'm like, I don't know how, but I'm going to Denver. Friday, my mom calls me. She's like, Tiina, pack your bags. You're coming to Denver. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, you have a flight tomorrow morning. Pack your bags. You're coming to Denver. I'm like, what? I thought you told me you couldn't lend me the money. How did this happen? And she goes to me, well, yesterday I had a meeting with work. Work informed me that they were going to fly me to Toronto to see you. Then she piped up and said, well, does the flight work both ways? Could we fly my daughter in to see me instead? And they said, sure, no problem. And they flew me in the next day as a consultant to Denver for a month, and the ticket was $1,400. So it wasn't like I didn't have a couple $100. The ticket was $1,400. That's why I couldn't afford to go. And yeah, my mom's company ended up paying for me to get there. How crazy is that? I didn't know that was going to happen. My mom didn't know that was going to happen. How crazy is that? Free plane ticket. End of the week. I'm in Denver. I was like, I don't know how. That was the first time I saw The Secret in action in my own life, and I have been using it ever since then. Now, I promised you a couple other things. I do card pulls, so even if you're on the replay and you want your card pulled, I still do them after the fact. But ladies who are watching now, let me get rid of this filter because I'm going to try to get to the comments again. Let me know if anyone wants a card pulled in the comments. I have my Archangel Michael set here. Message from the angels. Going once, going twice. Let me just grab a sip of water. They're not coming through the comments. If you're sending them, I'm not seeing them. I'm sorry. Is that it? No. Choose, no. I don't know. Can one of you send me, Josanne, can you send me a test comment, please? Because even just hello or testing, if you can. Maybe you're just listening while you're driving. I don't know. I don't know how to get the comments to roll. Anywho, unless one of the comments comes through soon, I will just take this opportunity to remind you of two final things. If you have any questions about the law of attraction, feel free to message me. My inbox is always open. If you have any suggestions for what you would like the next masterclass to be on, because this is what I do every Friday at 3. I have tons of ideas, but I'm always open to hear your ideas as well. How may I serve you? But also, one of the things that I'm currently offering and will continue to offer for the next long while, because I absolutely love doing them, is 45-minute donation-based readings. 45-minute donation-based readings. And this is something I've kind of kept hidden for a while, is that I do these readings. I haven't done them publicly, but I have been doing readings since I was in high school, and they are very, very accurate. What happens in a 45-minute donation-based reading is that I give you 3 decks to choose from. I have more than 3, but I pick the 3 that I think you're going to want. Then you get to choose from a deck of your choosing. Hello, Mel. We're wrapping up almost, but you could still have time to get your card pulled. And then we do a quick past, present, and future check-in. Then I tune into your energy with your permission, and I will tell you what I see. And then lastly, you get to ask me 3 questions. That's how my 45-minute donation-based readings work. Excuse me. So before I sign off for today, Mel, hopefully you can watch the replay, but if nobody wants a card reading, right now live, we have Archangel Michael here. That's okay. Maybe someone will want one later. So before I sign off, I just wanted to show you this last cool filter that I found.